This call is now being recorded.
Holy shit!
Well, maybe.
Well, it's weird. It still showed that it was calling on the when using the mobile carrier minutes. I guess it still pops up saying that it was using the Mint one. But then when I went to answer, then it said like to answer press 1. And I was like, oh, cool. All right, maybe it's actually just going through Mint's network for the Google voice thing. You know?
Yeah, let's just blame Ryan Reynolds then for Mint. Okay.
So, Chris, what Samsung do you have?
I have the Pixel.
Oh, so you have a Google Pixel. So Dave lied to me. What the fuck, man?
I thought he had a Samsung. I'm sorry.
Anyways, so no, I was actually just looking at some features that Samsung's new AI operating system updated to be able to actually record calls within the Samsung platform on an app. So, but Dave lied to me. So,
I thought
I
you had an old ass Samsung. I'm sorry.
No, he has an old ass Google.
Yeah. I mean, I got an old ass iPhone, so still have like the 12.
Yeah.
But there ain't nothing wrong with it. Why the hell would I get a new one?
Yep.
Because you can? I don't know.
No, I can't.
Why? Why can't you?
Because then my bill will go up again.
Yeah, that's the downfall here.
I mean, I could probably get one for free, but the bill will still go up.
Yeah. Actually, I think if we both upgrade our phones, well, no, I mean, they'll be paid off like in a month or so.
Uh-huh.
But even if we would both like trade in our phones and upgrade, I think it would only add like $5.
Oh, that's fine.
No.
I don't know. Every time we do, it's like, oh, the pictures, blah blah blah. You know.
Mine's going to be about 3 years old.
Yeah, mine's like 4 years old.
I used to upgrade my phone I had that next up thing where literally like as soon as the new one came out, I went and got it. Now I'm older and I just don't feel like dealing with the fucking transferring everything and all that bullshit. But with doing all like our GoPro videos and stuff, like my phone ran out of storage.
Yeah.
So I want to get like the 512 one, but
yeah, that'd be the only way I upgraded to get more storage.
Right. And I don't even have the option to put like an SD card in this one that I have. So if I can get the higher one to begin with and they can put an SD card in it, that would be superb. I gotta really just take everything off and transfer it to my laptop. I have over like 5,000 pictures and shit.
Yeah, I have that on mine, but like, cause it's, I don't know. I want to pay off my laptop first and maybe think about upgrading my phone. Not that it's that much, but that, and get my payment date to be a date where I can actually pay it versus waiting 5 days because it's it's like the 5th day of the month right now.
Yeah. I think you can change your due date.
I've tried. Verizon's stupid.
Oh, well, never mind.
I could change it to the 1st of the month. I'm like, well, I got to pay rent, and then the 5th is my car insurance. Like, so, and you want me to pay the cell phone bill too? Fuck off.
I have
pay it the next
our insurance for our pickup truck, my truck payment, and the Xfinity bill, which is now $220 a damn month. All on the 20th of the month. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? That's like over $1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
spread the love.
Yeah, we kicked Xfinity to the curb. We got I think we got AT&T, one of those little towers, like 65 or I mean it goes up because T-Mobile has a tower that literally the price stays the same. It was like $55 a month for, like I think it was like 1 gig speeds or whatever, and it never went up. It just stayed the same. But I think we got AT&T now because T-Mobile we had it bundled with our phones before we switched to Mint, and we couldn't separate it because they wanted the full everything to get paid off before we could. So we're like, well, fuck you, we're just switching.
Yeah.
But I love the paying every 6 months for our phones and not having to deal with the crap that you're dealing with, Dave.
Oh yeah, sure. But then you can't even hold a recorded phone call for more than 5 minutes.
Well, because it was on Wi-Fi, so like right now, supposedly it's recording now, but it shows. I don't know what to expect with this call though, because it's like I mean, I did the where it said it's recording, but right now when I bring up the call, it's showing don't run over whatever you're getting run into. I'm scared.
Yeah, collision warning. Just when I'm going around the turn. Yeah.
It happens sometimes. I'll be going in a straightaway and there'll be nothing in front of me. I'm like, I'm like,
yeah. Check overhead, because it picks up overhead signs too. This thing is like the most dangerous supposed safety feature on these trucks.
Yep. And then it slams on the brakes too.
Yes, you gotta keep your foot on the throttle for that. But like the last 2 days, it's been pouring down rain, and I'm getting these collision warnings. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna run into something, not because of me, but because my truck's gonna slam the brakes on, and my truck's just gonna slide off the road. Yeah.
That's right.
Dumbest non-safety feature ever.
Yep. But with it recording on voice, but going through my carrier, I don't like that it shows that it's a mint call and not a voice call, even though it says it's recording.
Oh.
So I don't know if it's gonna. I mean, that tells me it's gonna be more clear. It's not gonna drop or whatever. But I'm like, so is it gonna like the call recording gonna just appear in the voice app whenever the call is over? So it's like,
figure it out.
Yeah, we'll see. Because of that way, I guess like when you call, literally, I thought you were calling on because it looks like it's calling on my regular number versus the voice number. That's why I was like, no, call that one. Like, oh shit, you call on that one. Okay.
Yep.
So we'll see what happens.
Keep it all straight. Yep.
Fun times. I actually did listen to the last recording, and I was very upset when it started getting all garbled, and I'm like, damn it, it missed the parts that Dave and I were talking about.
Yeah.
Yep. It was fun.
Yeah. So if this one works out, then this might be the way to do it, even though I don't like that it shows the regular carrier, but if it's at least recording, and it's clear because it's running on the network instead of the data, then I'll just do this route,
Yeah.
I mean, Dave could tell you, I've been through like 6 different apps, and I've tried different ones, and all of them except for like voice were like, oh yeah, but you can't record using a headset, like Bluetooth. You have to record just on the phone. And I was like, well, that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Hell, I think I tried to record on speakerphone on one, and it would record the other end. Like I could hear the number I called. Like I'd call like my electric company, get the automated system or something, testing it out. And it would record the electric company's automated line, but then it would record me verbally responding like to reach a representative, say representative, and I'd be like representative, and then it would dial through, and I'd hang up, and I'd listen to the recording to check it out, and you would hear their side, but you wouldn't hear me, and I was like, that's weird. Okay, so
like this is so one-sided.
Yep. Especially when you got to change, like, with, like, one of them was, like, ACH Cube or something. Really good app, but, apparently not as good as you need it to be because, to use your headset. And, like, you have to change a bunch of settings. You had to download another app that you had to install on your phone for that to actually work. And so then it still wouldn't record. And I'm like, man, all those hoops had to jump through just for it to not work or whatever.
Yep.
I mean, hell, aside from, like, I've even, debated on using pilot points, whenever we fully switch over to having a Fuel of Loves only with the new company that who I drive for, use pilot points. There's some pilots I've noticed have some electronics, like iPhones or whatever, they sell or whatever, and I'm like, I'm not an iPhone guy, but I would totally invest in one just to have it as the podcast phone. use that to record the calls, so that way it's like, you know.
I'm not an iPhone person or Apple at all, but I totally used my pilot points and got an iPad. Because why not?
Yep. Well, yeah, see, I'm an Apple person when it comes to, like, the iPad and the MacBook. Like, when it comes to computers, the MacBook, I think, is the best one. But as far as phones, I've never been a fan. But the iPad and
It's funny
the
how that
MacBook,
works.
those are good, though.
Yeah, they are.
But I do like that they can, like, if you have a Mac, like an iPad, a MacBook, and an iPhone, like, if you're all Apple all the way, then everything on all those devices is connected. Like, you'll basically, that's pretty cool. But I guess that's how it is on the Google thing now, too. It's like different devices, you're still going to have access to the same stuff, whereas it didn't used to be all streamlined like that. But
Yeah, I can actually text from my laptop when I connect my phone to my laptop.
Yeah.
Well, I know because you said you're running out of storage, like on your Google Drive. What I've been doing lately to try to clear up room is I've created other folders on my Google Drive, and then I'm uploading files that I want to delete off my phone to those folders, and then deleting them off my phone, and I still have it on the drive, so that way you're saving it, but it's not actually on your device. It's in your Google Drive account or whatever. You just pay yearly to have whatever amount of storage, like 100 gigs or 200 gigs or terabytes,
Right.
or whatever you. Because mine kind of fills up pretty quick when I'm doing podcast episodes. Like suddenly I'm like, oh, I got 2 gig, like I got like less than a gig available. Fuck. All right.
Yeah.
Going through, well, I've downloaded a lot of games or apps. Let me go through and uninstall a bunch of shit. Let me get rid of some duplicate files or whatever.
Mhm. Which is so time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of them, it
Who
doesn't
has time
like,
for that?
when it's like, oh, you have all these duplicate files, but then it has like all your images and all your videos selected, and I'm like, yeah, but I don't want to delete all those.
Right. Mine has some, like, my Google keeps telling me that my storage is full on my one account, and I'm just like going through it trying to clear shit out, but it's like the pictures that it's showing me, they're like, oh, blurry or duplicates, and I'm like, yeah, but I want those blurry ones because that's the only one that I have of that, even though it's a little bit blurry.
Versus like if there's like 2 of them that are the same photo, then
Right.
But it's like I'm not deleting that.
A lot of them that are blurry are just they're from old phones that didn't have very good cameras on them. So, oh well.
Mm-hmm.
Can't delete pictures of my dog that I had.
Yeah, past animals or past pets, can't get rid of those.
Yeah. Nope.
Or like, when you like delete them and then they show back up again because they're in the cloud.
Yeah.
Like, wait,
like the pictures that you actually want to delete.
Yeah.
You're like, where the hell did this come from? Because I totally deleted that.
Uh-huh.
Or you don't remember deleting it, but it like you can't find it if you were to search for it, but then it pops up on that memory from 4 years ago, and you're like, oh, I didn't realize I still had this.
You're like, yeah, I don't want to remember that. Click.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yep.
Yay. So John was having a little fun on his CB yesterday. There were actually people chatting on it.
Oh, yeah?
Not yelling at each other, just,
Oh, I had a guy yelling at me yesterday. I told him to shut up.
Oh, did you?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't say, shut up, stupid.
No, I just said, I'm like, shut up. Because I got, no, this fucking performance or whatever cut me off going up one of the hills.
They park in our yard. Which one was it?
Oh, I don't know. That motherfucker cut me off going up one of the hills on 81.
Yeah.
Like 65 and shit. I'm like, you're a fucking asshole. So he finally got around, because he was passing some slow ass, but he was doing 64, so it took forever and a day. We're talking like 5-6 miles is going on.
Oh,
by the
my
time
God.
he finally gets around him. And then I go and pass him, and then the guy behind me is bitching because he wants to do fucking 85 in the rain.
Mm.
That's what he's been. He's like, about time, food liner. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all I can say. Like, he wasn't there when I got cut off. It slowed down.
Right.
I'm not going to fall in behind that guy going 5 miles an hour slower than I am.
Right.
It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, no, I guess the guy, like, he got on and he was saying something about he was testing his CB and, you know, making sure if anybody could hear him, whatever. And then everything, like, ended with beep. So Sean gets on and he goes, yeah, we can hear you loud and clear, but it has this really weird beep at the end of everything.
Yeah.
So, like, a couple other guys, like, chimed in, and now it's just a thing. Beep.
Yeah.
Well,
that
you know, that
little
airplane's
thing
over
right now.
Yeah,
it
over.
has a name. Yeah, it has a name for what that's called, but they don't. It's annoying as fuck.
No, but he was literally making the noise himself.
Yeah, that's funny. No, I get the joke.
I mean, when we sit here and twiddle our thumbs all day holding a steering wheel and you ain't got nothing else to do, it's funny as shit.
Callback.
Yeah.
I think I have that
Something
on mine,
like that.
but it's off, of
Yeah.
course. Yeah. This is dumb.
I don't know. I can't look up there right now to see it.
Oh, yeah, yours is up top.
Yeah.
Mine's on the dash.
You know, and the mic that I have to, like, stand up practically to freaking reach because, well,
yeah,
it's all the way up there.
Well, you're short.
Well, no, they mounted it, like, on the freaking, so it's in the overhead, but it's in the middle, but the mic is mounted to the right of it, like, closer to the passenger side than the driver's side. Like, really? Yeah, I gotta move it. I just keep forgetting. Or I don't have time, you know.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. I did, however, have time to order some little Velcro sticky dots from Amazon and put them on my little stitchies that are in my truck so I could actually just stick them to my back window so I don't got to keep moving them. Okay. I'll send you a picture. I have, you've seen them at the truck stop. Well, maybe not because you don't go to Pilot much, but the little stitchy, like, stuffies that I've got, like, 3 of them now.
Yeah, no idea.
One's holding an avocado, one's holding a taco, the other one's on a surfboard with a lei. And then, of course, I have Grogu.
Oh, of course, this is the way.
This is the way. Now I need Mando.
Yep. So I just finished Andor.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was, yeah. I'm like, wait.
Is that on Disney Plus, right?
Yeah. I'm like, wait, this is it? Like, it's supposed to lead you up. I mean, I guess it does lead you up to Rogue One, but, like, there's so much, I don't know. I was just like, it was a good series, but I'm like, this is it?
Yeah, when's the next Mando come out? Because that's what I need.
This is the movie next year.
No, I need another series that we watched before.
No, it's a movie.
Oh, it's unfortunate.
And that's going to end it, so.
No.
Yes. I hate to break this to you, but it ain't up to you.
God damn it.
Yeah, like I said, it was good, but I'm like, I didn't see Vader, didn't see Palpatine, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I missed something here? I thought we were going to see that. They were around, you know.
I don't know. That's like the only like part of the series that I actually was like into. All of the rest of them, just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't care. But then, of course, like we have like all of the Lego sets now that are Mandalorian. So.
Oh, of course.
My mom actually. Was it my mom or maybe Jeremy got it? I forget. I think it was my mom that bought it. Like the Yoda Lego, like the taller one, and Austin put it together for me because I ain't got the fucking patience for that shit. But no, he put it together in a whole like 5 minutes. I was like, cool. But you've been to our house, you've seen it.
This call is now being recorded.
I don't know what happened there, man.
I think that was me. That was me. I lost Janelle too.
Oh, did you?
Going through Chambersburg. There's a dead spot here.
But it looks like. Oh yeah, so you went through a. It was like, cause I was like, man, good signal. Look, I was like, oh, what the hell? I was like, huh.
Yeah, that was definitely me.
Oh, okay, good. Because I was thinking it might have been me, but.
No, I was going. I just got through Chambersburg. I thought I was gonna make it. You know, yeah, they have like that dead zone there to keep the secret of the Martin's famous potato rolls out of enemy hands. So
I don't have any issues through Chambersburg.
Okay, well.
I used to have an issue like going out 30 sometimes, and now no, I don't lose my calls out there anymore.
Yeah. Like even the people that's like, yeah, I don't think so.
Nice.
But yeah, before you called
It's
back,
just your
I
phone.
brought up the voice app, and it looks like it was actually on the other ones where it was going through data, it actually has a little recording symbol on the other recordings, but this one it says call recording, but it shows like a Bluetooth symbol or whatever, but it says like 17 minutes, and I'm like, so I guess it is actually, once the call's over, I guess it shows up in there, so like, cool, maybe that'll actually, this will be the way to do it now, except I won't know if you're calling on that line or the Mint number, necessarily, unless I just try to hit record.
So you know what it is? It's because we went, this is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
The truth, you know.
I have spoken. I just watched, there was a clip of when they were on, it was in the third season where they were on that planet with Jack Black and, what's her name?
Yep.
Where they're investigating those droids and he's talking all those Ugnaughts and shit. Yeah. I've spoken. Anyway. Oh, I forgot about that. Because at the end of season 2, when Luke showed up, it's like everything after that is like, where's Luke at? Anyway.
Reminds me, have you guys seen the Minecraft movie?
No. Isabella did though.
It's not too bad. You know, we watched it the other night. We kind of use it as a incentive because, of course, both our kids are all Minecraft or whatever, and Aaron was like,
really?
"So if I buy the movie on Prime, will you and Zoe come down here and we'll watch together, have like actual family time?" And of course, Allie was like, "Sure." Zoe never came down, but we had us and Allie and Alex down there watching it, whatever. And I was like, of course, like when they started playing the movie, Aaron looks at Allie and goes, "So Allie, is this track?" And she goes, "Yeah, it's pretty spot on." And I was like, I've played Minecraft a little bit, but I've never really been able to get really that great at it.
Never.
Like I'll go in there and literally like just like dig the dirt, build a couple of random blocks or whatever, but I've never been able to go all at it like they do, like where they actually build like houses, create weapons and whatever. And I'm like, I don't have the patience for it. I'm they're going, I don't know what to do. I'm bored.
That and like Roblox, I never understood that either.
Nah, Isabella's obsessed with Roblox.
Yeah.
Roblox is just like a bunch of different things, though. Different games on there. That's all it is.
I have no idea.
Into that for a while, but as far as I know, I don't think she's been on there. She's more of a Minecraft, and I have a couple of different games I do, but I haven't been a gamer as much for quite a few years, But like I'm on the Switch. I've got this game called Splatoon.
You know, the last time I was a gamer, Atari and Nintendo.
Which one?
That's about it.
Which one's your favorite Nintendo though?
Well, the original. I still have mine actually.
My favorite was the 64.
Yeah, I had a Cube, the GameCube. I had one of those, but
yeah, we have one at home.
What?
Sits in our bedroom.
So there were things that I wanted to like get back that I had before, like a Sega Dreamcast would be one of them. I actually just recently, in the last like probably year or two, sold Soul Calibur.
Oh, okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
It-
I still
it's
had
funny.
it floating around.
So I got that laptop and stuff, and I downloaded Steam. You know, I don't know if you're familiar with what Steam is, but it's basically you can get all those games on Steam and play them on your laptop.
Really?
Oh yeah, yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, so I'm playing games that I played in like the early 2000s now
Nice.
on
Got
Steam.
the what is it? The ROM
Like-
type.
Huh?
Isn't that what they call? Isn't that what they call like the ROMs or whatever? Or
Yeah, I
files
guess.
that you get. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Can
but
you play
it's
some
Steam,
Luigi's Mansion for me?
Yeah, it just like directly puts it on your hard drive. The game file, you know what I mean? You don't need a disc or anything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got you.
So I'm playing, like I said, I'm playing like games from like the early 2000s on there. I'm just like, oh, this game was so awesome. Why don't they make games like this anymore? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, we've got a mini version of the original NES or whatever that has like a bunch, like a couple hundred.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean it's
Plug it in
fine,
your
but
TV.
yeah, you plug it into your TV and then you can like you scroll through the different games or whatever. But the controllers are basically small too. Like they're not even like regular size controllers like what they had before. And I'm like, this is weird.
Oh yeah.
It's not even wireless either. Like you got these short cables connected to it, so it's
Yeah.
like you can't really.
Oh, that sucks.
It could have at least like if they're gonna make it look like the original, but make the controllers wireless, so that way you could like sit across from it, or at least have long cables so you can have it plugged in and be sitting on the couch while you're playing. Versus like, hey, we got to be like 3 feet away from the.
Well, yeah, because back then when we actually had to play those, we had a tiny little 13-inch TV.
Yeah.
You had to sit that close to see it.
Yep.
Mhm.
I keep saying I have my Nintendo at home. I want to hook it up to the 86-inch and see how big Mario is.
Oh, we've all wanted to do that back then.
I want to do it now. Like,
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying. Now that we're adults and have adult money.
I got too much fucking shit to do.
Yeah, don't we all?
Yeah, we're walking through McKay's or whatever, and they had a Sega Genesis. And I pointed that out to my kiddo. I was like, "That was one of my first systems." I mean, we had the all the different Nintendo versions growing up. We had the original first, and then the Super Nintendo, and then I ended up with the N64, and then all the new versions that they've had. Now it's like,
I can't even keep track of them all.
yeah, we've got the Switch now, but they had one before that it was like some of those were just like really weird. Like,
There was what was that one? We had it.
they had the Wii, I think, Nintendo Wii.
The Wii, yes, Nintendo Wii.
Mm-hmm.
We had like the red special edition one.
Yeah, Wii was like the thing with the bowling and all that. You
Yeah.
know, the motion
Yep.
control.
Tennis. Yeah.
Yeah, that was like the big thing.
Yeah. It's almost like when they're trying to do remakes of all the like some of the like older really good movies or whatever, and they're like, hey, we're gonna do a remake and make it better. I'm like, leave it alone.
Yeah.
Quit trying to
Let's make
remake
a new
the
game
system.
that's like that.
maybe come up with a brand new system that's not Nintendo or PlayStation or whatever, and just try to come up with something brand new and try that.
Why? Because you just want a PlayStation 98.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, give it long enough. You PlayStation 125.
Yeah, I know. Like, what are they on now? Like, is it 5? PS5?
You know what I mean? So
Yep.
so it'll be like 4K. You know what I mean? They base it on the pixels.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what it would be on now, 4K, 8K.
PlayStation 2035.
Yeah. Oh, on the resolution, I should say, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
That's for Nintendo.
Then you got the portables.
Can't be like Xbox X1 S D double Z 69. Like, just do like PlayStation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Jeez Louise, that took forever to pass all them motherfuckers.
It's funny looking at how much they've all the different systems have advanced. Like I remember having a Sega Game Gear. It's like the portable version of the Sega.
Oh yeah, I have one.
And I had the battery extender, which is like this big ass adapter you plug into the bottom of the Game Gear. So it's like kind of like back with cell phones when they had an extended battery. The battery was like a half-inch thicker than the other one.
Yeah. I think we've all had that.
I remember my Motorola V551 little flip phone, but I had a clear housing for it that I bought at Green Dragon, and I had a Playboy Bunny light up battery for it. So every time it would get signal, the little lights on the back of it would light up.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Back in the day when you could actually take your phone apart and change it and not screw it up, I would be totally afraid to even take the housing off of my phone now.
Oh, you got the battery and replace it with a new battery. Now you gotta, your battery craps out, you're screwed. You gotta go get a new phone.
Yes, pretty much.
The Nokia.
They cost way more, but they're throwaway. I loved my Nokias because you could get the faceplates and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Mhm. I probably still have some somewhere. Yes. Oh my gosh. E4 City for the win.
Yeah, I got my kids gave me looks or whatever when I would kind of explain how we text on the Nokia. Back in the day when you'd be 555 11 22 323 665. They're like, what?
Only got 9 buttons. Or 10 buttons. Yeah.
And
they call it T9 texting.
Oh yeah. And if you accidentally hit that button that makes you start getting online, all of a sudden you're like, shit!
Yeah. I knew people that could do it while the phone's in their pocket and text people and shit. Crazy. I mean, I could do it without looking too, but not like that. It's a skill that's just gone by the wayside. Just like typing, I can type without looking at the keys. That's a thing, that not a lot of people can do anymore.
You mean on a regular keyboard? Like a QWERTY keyboard?
Yeah, QWERTY.
Yeah.
No, I'm talking about on my laptop. The people.
Yeah.
That's a thing, gone by as well.
Right.
Well, you don't have to
nobody uses laptops anymore, really.
No, they just AI everything, so they don't have to think about it.
Yeah, BlackBerry really they missed the mark, kind of, because they.
Oh yeah.
They could have been, because I had a BlackBerry Pearl for a little while back when they were pretty popular, and I loved the phone, but BlackBerry kind of didn't advance with everything else, so they kind of disappeared.
No. Yeah.
Well, that's because I remember because my buddy, my partner had one, and I had the iPhone. You know what I mean? And that BlackBerry was just already obsolete when the iPhone came out.
I loved my BlackBerry Curve.
Yeah, whatever.
Until one of my coworkers accidentally knocked it off of the shelf at work and crashed it onto the floor, and it broke. She did buy me a new one, though. I will give her that. She did replace it.
How about if you rewatch the Gilmore Girls when she gets that phone from Chris?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
With a flip-up keyboard or whatever.
Mhm.
Well, yeah. Those are the
what was that? Kyocera, I think. Kyocera.
Yeah.
Either that or I think the Motorola Droid Razr. I think they did that too. I think they had a little pop-out little.
Yep.
Because Aaron had the Razr when I had I think when I had the BlackBerry. And story that I never lived down that she always reminds me of. Back when we lived out there in Philly, we went to Ocean City briefly, to go to the ocean, whatever. And my daughter was 5 at that point, and we still have photos of me, cause I literally picked her up and was doing the whole swinging her around, and I carried her into the water or whatever. And like I got in the water, and I realized I had these swim trunks that had the cargo short pockets. And I got in the water with her, and then all of a sudden I went pale as a ghost because I remembered, oh shit, my phone's in my pocket.
Oh no.
And back in the days when phones were not water resistant or waterproof in any way.
Yeah. It gets the raindrop on it, and you're like, oh my god.
No amount of drying it in rice was going to do anything.
No, I don't know. I've never had that work, but of course it was salt water, so I've heard that might have had something to do with it too.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Because it was all like staticky or whatever, and like I had to thankfully, those insurance on phones I think was better back then. Because now it's like I think you can still get insurance, but it's not like it just doesn't seem as worth it. But back then, it's like you got insurance covers would replace the phone for free if something happened. So I just literally sent them the phone back and got a new Pearl, and it was like, okay, cool, But my wife's like, I can't believe you walked in the ocean with your phone in your pocket. I said, I can't either.
Different time.
I had the phone for a week. Like I literally just got on the phone like a week or two prior when that incident happened. I'm like, shit, fuck.
All right, kids. Well, I'm here. I got to blow this load, so
All right.
I will catch you all another day.
Yeah. Bye.
All right, have a good one.
Bye.
Oh, shit.
Funny choice of words, right?
What's that?
I said, pretty funny choice of words. Just gotta go blow that load.
Yeah, she did it on purpose. Come on.
Yeah, no. Fun times.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God, this four-wheeler's really pissing me off. Yeah. The six-wheeler behind me ain't helping either. Anyway.
Yep.
Yeah, and look at us now with all these smartphones and everything.
Yep.
Watches and glasses. That's like everybody's gonna have these glasses now.
Oh yeah.
You're not gonna need a fucking phone in your pocket. Then it's gonna be embedded under your skin.
Little microchip or whatever.
Mhm. Well, I don't know if you there's Amazon. There's a Upload. That's a series on Amazon where it's like futuristic. Where, their phone. That's where their phone is like inside their fucking wrist or some shit, and like they can answer the call by like just like raising their hand and shit, and they can like do like video calls in their fingers. It's crazy, dude.
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, that's where we're going. But that show is also about uploading your consciousness to a computer, so.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So I pass this car, right? I get behind this slow car, and this motherfucker's passing me again, and not going over the fucking speed limit to pass him. And there's a car that was right past me that he's right on his fucking ass. And this car won't go any faster. Like, dude, you're on the fucking highway. You cannot be going that slow.
Yep.
I mean, it's, the car that's going slow to begin with, below the speed limit, is really the culprit here. But when you get people like that won't fucking go faster than the car they're passing, is not helping. Like, you're not the only ones out here.
Yep.
Sorry, but 68 does not cut it on this fucking road. It just doesn't. Especially when every fucking four-wheeler on here is doing 75.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is country driving.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this truck has one of those Pass Smart features where you could have the cruise set at like 68, and then if you tap the accelerator twice, it'll go blue.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we don't have that, unfortunately.
Get you an extra couple miles. It only bumps up to 70, but it helps a little bit if I'm
for a short amount of time.
Yeah. Well, you get like 30 minutes, but then it's weird. It's like I've only been using it a couple minutes here, a couple minutes there. So often, if I'm slowly passing somebody, I'll go and tap it and pass them a little faster. And it'll use a couple of those minutes, and then like after a little while, I look down and it says 30 minutes again available all the time. So I guess if I don't use too much,
resets, yeah.
Yeah. But if you use the full thing, then it'll reset like later in the day.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, oh, that's cool, you know.
Yeah, we don't have that.
But these two guys hauling boats or whatever that just passed me, got 10 feet in front of me, and then got over it. I'm like, you motherfucker.
Every day.
And then, of course, they do that, and the computer or the camera, tailgating warning. I'm like, I wasn't doing shit. I was just cruising along, and they cut in front of me. Where you're in the process of backing off when it doesn't. Hey, I think today it might be Zoe's last day of school.
Oh, yeah?
Because I think this week they're in their last couple days of the week, and like Erin was fighting with Zoe the other day because she stayed home. She just didn't want to go to school. She's like, we're not doing anything anyway, and so I was like, Zoe, school, what the fuck?
I think she next week is her. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. You would think it would be like Memorial Day is on Monday, so.
Yep.
I don't know.
Nope.
I guess I'll have to look when I get home. It's just something I haven't thought about.
Yep.
But that'll make things a little less stressful about work. I'll just be able to, when I get done, I'll just go get them from mother-in-law's house.
Yeah.
Instead of worrying about rushing to try to get home.
Yep. Non-DriveWise inspection site.
No. Wah, wah, wah.
I know when they first came out, when DriveWise first started becoming a thing or whatever, and it's like, it didn't, there's like
there wasn't a lot that were participating. Yeah.
Yep. Back when I had to pay for it, when now carriers are actually using it regularly.
And now even like PA sites have it. Like, whoa, okay.
Yep. I'm pretty sure it was like $10 a month or whatever is what I was paying for initially.
Yeah, I remember.
Because Snyder, I think we had the Easy Pass, and it would sometimes let us know that we could pass it. But
yeah, we did. Because that's all I ever used. That was good enough for me.
So was going through some boxes or whatever, because we're not really necessarily packing, but we're going through stuff and getting rid of stuff. Like if
you're starting to.
Yep. So like those packed a couple boxes, but otherwise she's gone through some closets. Follow road signs. I'm like, yeah, it's always closed, so it's probably not gonna. But so she pulled out some boxes from like the closet, and one of the things that since I have the CPAP, and when I got that with Schneider, they gave me this battery, like basically it was a car battery, but it was in this big heavy duty bag, and it had a charger with it that you had to plug into like an inverter or whatever to be able to run this charger.
Oh yeah.
Charge the battery, so then I could use it for a couple days to basically sleep in the truck. Versus like nowadays, like I could usually, because we have inverters now, I can literally, or built-in inverters that are already like in the trucks or whatever. So now I could just, if I have to sleep in the truck, I just plug my CPAP into the inverter in the truck and make sure that's turned on or whatever. But back then, Schneider didn't have any fancy stuff in the trucks.
Yep.
Like Like if we had to stay cool, we had to idle. You know, none of this APU stuff that was like.
I was laughing because I don't know, it was like Trucker Wall of Shame, or one of the trucker groups I'm on Facebook. There's a Schneider driver complaining about, apparently his DVL called him and was yelling at him for, he needs to get his idle time down or he's going to be terminated or whatever. And he drives a day cab. I'm like, huh?
Man.
I don't know where he's out of, but it was like, 80 degrees out or whatever. And like they're bitching about his idling. And like all these people in the comments are like, fuck them, this, that, and the other thing. I'm like, oh, you should call HR because, there's certain, they can't fire you for that and all this other crap. I'm just like, they can do whatever they want.
Yep.
But like, if your, dispatcher is yelling at you, it's because they're getting yelled at too. So.
Yep.
It's not, but like that, they should, it's a day, the guy's in a day cab. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he's doing it overnight. It's not like his truck is idling all night long when he's not in it. So, I don't know what the situation is. If he has to go and, like, do a lot of, like, live unloads or live loads or whatever, he's got, and he's not allowed to be outside his truck, or he has, whatever the deal is. Like, day cabs are not the same as sleepers. Like, you can't be fucking giving people shit about idling. That's just my opinion,
Man.
and sleepers, they should never bitch at them either. But, it is what it is. Especially if you're not going to, like I said, they're not going to provide APUs and stuff. Wintertime, the heaters were great in those trucks.
Yeah.
But the summertime was always shit because they don't.
Yeah, the bunk heaters or whatever it was.
The problem nowadays is that these trucks, they're designed not meant to idle. They're not built to idle like they used to be. With all the safety and the DEF systems and all that crap, like they need to have air running through them and need to run. They're not meant to sit there and run. Actually, long idling can actually damage the motor, which is sad because
Yep.
But like, if you're not going to provide the comfort system for your driver, that's being away, spending time away from their family. You know what I mean? Like that's all you got. Like every truck should have it. Every sleeper should have that kind of.
Yep.
Just my opinion on them.
Well, I had to deal with that with Sierra England when I back at my first truck.
Yeah.
Ended up in San Antonio, Texas, or whatever. Or I got Laredo, Texas. And,
yeah, it's hot as a motherfucker down there.
Yep.
And that's a hot. It's not.
Yeah, that was the
nasty, sticky
middle
hot.
of the summer. I think it showed like 110, 115 on the temperature gauge or whatever. Middle of July or whatever, and they're like, "Yep, you can't idle," and I'm like, "Well, I can't sleep either." Like,
yeah, too bad.
They had all those. I tried a couple of things. Tried like the little makeshift little coolers. Fill up a cooler with ice, and you put this.
Yeah.
It's supposedly supposed to like blow cold air and cool. And I was like, yeah, it doesn't do shit. Like, then within an hour, your ice is melted, and you're basically just getting warm air again, so.
Yeah.
They're like, why are you so tired? I'm like, because I'm not sleeping, because I'm hot, because I can't idle the truck, because it shuts off after a little while. Like, either if I don't have an APU, then I'm fucking idling the truck to sleep.
Yeah.
Gotta have that AC blasting on me, have myself nice and cold, just so I can, be burrowed underneath that comforter, be in a deep sleep.
That's right.
Then you have the flip side of it. If it's like, whenever I've like when you're end up in Florida or something, and it's like especially like during the winter months, you go down to Florida and it might still actually be like 75 during the day, but then at night it gets down to like 40. You know, so like you wake up in the middle of the night and you flip on the bunk heater because you wake up and like even though you got the nice heavy duty comforter or whatever, you wake up and your teeth shattering and your whole body shivers. You're like, you're like, holy crap! Looking at the test, like, holy crap, 43 degrees, it was 78 a couple hours ago. But then you wake up a couple hours, like wake up later that morning and you're hot again because the temps starting to go back up again.
Yeah. I think with all the trucks that Schneider are getting now, the last like 40 years, they all have APUs on them. Or like, you know, something heating and air conditioning.
Yep. I've seen a couple of them out there. I'm like, yeah, now they actually have the equipment that we like to have.
Yeah.
I know when APUs were just becoming, they were present, but they weren't actually like, not everybody had one because I've heard they were like $5,000 to get one installed. And
yeah, it was.
You know, then I had the one with when I was with Cohen that you know I had to I think of that year and a half that I had the truck before I you know turned it back in and came off the road. I had to I got into one of those little Thermo King shops like probably 4 times in the same year because I kept having it just quit working on me. It was just, you know, like it would just quit running. Like, you know, one day it would work and the next day I go to try to turn it on and it would do, you'd hear it kind of do the, like,
yeah.
So then I'd be idling for a month because I'd be letting the fleet manager know like, hey, I need to get into Thermo King because my APU quit. Okay, yeah, we'll work on it. We'll get you in there. Okay.
Yeah.
So then for the next 4 weeks, I'm idling while I'm sleeping, and then they're like, "Oh, like we're seeing that you're using a lot more. You're going through a lot more fuel than you technically should. Like what's going on?" I'm like, "I don't have a AP working." Oh shit. Well, why didn't you let us know?
Yeah.
I said, I did. I talked to you 4 weeks ago. Like, oh, okay. Well, yeah. Well, we'll get you scheduled into, because you're going down to Atlanta tomorrow. There's a Thermo King right outside there. We'll go ahead and get you scheduled in there. You just take it over there. We'll work things out tomorrow so you can drop the trailer and then bobtail over and get it taken care of and then go back and pick up your trailer. And I'm like, all right, cool. I was like, I don't care. I was like, I'll idle or I'll use the APU.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not.
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta sleep.
Yes, sir.
So they track all that, like, oh, you have to fuel a pilot.
Even though you're an independent contractor paying for your own shit.
Yep.
Doesn't make any sense.
They recommend certain truck stops to, like, cause I always loved Loves, but they always were like pro pilot or whatever, because they would get the little credits back that they would pass on. Yeah, so like I fueled a pilot only to get the little fuel surcharge credit at the end of every month. So I was like, all right, I'll fuel there, why not? I still fuel at the Loves, but that'll be fun going to the new company and or go into the new hub. All the trucks already have Centurion Logistics on the side or whatever. So.
Oh, really? Nice.
And they got new numbers on the trucks, but we're still technically using the original numbers, because I guess the fuel cards and whatnot since we haven't fully switched over, we don't have the RFID little units or whatever on the trucks yet. I don't think.
Yeah, like I said, what are they going to do when they don't work? Because they don't always work, man. Especially at Love's. I worked yesterday, but the day before it didn't. So I had to use my card. Actually, I had to go inside because the card reader wasn't working at the pump I was at.
Oh, wow.
So what are you going to do in those situations, You need to have a card for backup.
And I know they said they don't have fuel cards, but I know the company's been around for a little bit, so it's like maybe they do have cards as backups, but they just don't use fuel cards in general,
Yeah.
Like, so who knows? I mean,
we'll find out, huh?
Yeah, because I don't think those hubs out in the different. Well, I think maybe one of them, like one of the terminals out there, there's Kansas City, I think has fuel pumps, but not every station does. Like Murfreesboro, Mount Juliet, those are both big locations. hell, Knoxville's pretty big, but none of those have actual like fuel. You know, it's just literally just a hub where they come in and deliver, grab empties, and take off.
Mhm.
So I'm like, oh well, I'll just come in and do what I gotta do and go home at the end of it. You know.
Yeah. You have to learn a whole new fucking system. You know, like what your customers and or whatever you're relaying loads.
New location
going
numbers.
from hub to hub. Yeah. Yep.
Because with FedEx, thankfully, we only go between hubs, so I don't really go to actual like customers because that's all the box
okay, good.
people. Well, actually,
well, I didn't know what you were getting into. You know what I mean? It was going to be the same thing, just different spots.
Yeah, it's line haul pretty much. So I'm just going between hubs. But like what I was doing before was technically tractor trailer, but I was going to customers with empties and bringing loaded ones back to the hub to then
Yeah, so distribution or
Yeah. Yep. The line haul we literally pick up.
They're fulfilling orders and putting them on your trailers, and you're delivering them to wherever.
We're bringing them back for the box trucks and then take them out.
Yeah.
Or we're bringing them back for them to load them on other trailers to then send them out line haul across the country or whatever.
Yep.
Which that's it's pretty easy work. Like looking back now, it's like back then I was like, man, I got to get out of the truck 15, 20 times a day. But now I'm doing doubles and dealing with dollies and whatever. And so if I do like 4 sets of those, then I'm basically working my ass off for a net.
Yeah.
Like, oh, we want you to hit 600 miles though, even though we're having you hook up to 10 trailers. I'm like, I can't do it. I run out of time,
Yep.
But I have to do like technically a 7-hour round trip. After doing, let's see, yeah, technically 8 trailers by that point. And then I get back to Lears, to Lebanon, and they want me to do a Knox Kodak run, and I've only got 6.5 hours, and it's between Nashville and Kodak, it's 200 miles each direction. And you figure 6.5 hours, 400 miles, you could technically do it. Technically.
Yeah.
But you also you're having to deliver at both hubs, break them down, set up a full set, and then go to the next one, break them down, set up a full set. And I'm like, I look at that, I go, I don't have the time to do it. Like I need to beat you guys to take off Kodak and leave me with the Knoxville. I can do that one, and I still end up running close on my hours when I do that. Still like 13 hours and 55 minutes by the time I pull into the hub. It's like, woo, that was close.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fuck. Yeah, well, you'll be learning a whole new thing now.
Yep.
Maybe it'll be better for you.
Well, since it's the bigger company, they have like 100-something trucks. I'm hoping when I get out there that maybe I could get it. Maybe I could get in on an actual dedicated again.
Yeah.
Get on one trip instead of jumping around. I think Jimmy messaged me like last night at like 8. It was like almost 8 o'clock. He goes 10 o'clock at Nash. Same as last night. I'm like, okay. Is that cool?
Wow.
Yep. I was laughing the whole time that Aaron was standing at the door keeping Natalie occupied or whatever, and probably pissing Sam off out in the car. Just chatting away. Like, usually Aaron doesn't want to talk to her, but I was upstairs because Aaron got up before I did and came down there. Then I came down and she's chatting with her and asking her a bunch of questions, and Natalie, of course, is a talker. So, oh yeah, I dealt with that too when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I'm like, yeah, Sam.
Is she large and in charge too, or?
She's actually not that. She's,
average, what?
She's probably like a little bit of, I would say, if I were to describe her, I'd say she's probably curvy. So she's not big. she's not big at all. Like she's bigger than she's not like a skinny chick, but she's nowhere near anywhere size.
She's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not a great big fat person. Yeah.
Yeah, probably like because it's like, you know, when we when I haven't seen Christina in quite a few years, but I know like she was always a little bit bigger chick
she's
too,
a
but
big
not
girl, yeah.
so probably not quite as big as like Christina, but not skinny either. So kind of in the middle.
Yeah,
somewhere, you know?
I know what you're saying.
But even with Christina, she'd talk about like, oh man, I need to lose a lot of weight. I'm like, Christina, you're fine. Like you know,
you're she's you know. She's a big girl.
She's tall. She was tall too, so it's like the taller girls. It's totally understandable for them to be a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
And, hey, you got you know.
And I mean, I haven't seen her in forever either, but friends on Facebook, and she looks exactly the same as far as I could tell in the pictures.
Yeah. That's why it's interesting when we get people that say they complain about their fat or whatever. I'm like, you're not fat, you know. Now it's like
big bones.
That's like with me with Sam, you know. It's like I look at myself like, hey, I've got I was trying to lose weight. I got a nice gut going, you know. But then I see I see sperm donor Sam or whatever, and it's like, whoa, it makes you not feel too bad about yourself, you know, because I'm like, holy crap.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Could be worse, is what you're saying.
Yep. Well, especially when you see somebody like that waddling around, like Sam or whatever.
Yeah, no wonder he doesn't get out of the car.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm big, but I'm active. Like I'm in and out of the truck, dealing with trailers and dollies or whatever, and like I can actually move. That I don't really struggle. Like getting up from if you're in a comfortable. You're sitting in the recliner, you're comfortable, whatever. Yeah, sometimes getting up,
you're
it's
old.
like,
That's all that is.
Oh, man. But then you're up and all right, cool. But
you're old. That's all that is, man.
Pretty much.
You go through the same shit.
It's like walking to like Walmart with like the kiddo, or whatever, or hell, Aaron is a fast walker too. Like Aaron and Zoe walking to Walmart. I'm not, you know. And they're like, you're slow. I'm like, you're fast. I'm like, you guys are practically sprinting in here. Come on, I was just walking, take it easy. I'm not in a hurry.
Just keep making them cinnamon buns.
Yep.
I'm like, no, she's talking about cream cheese icing and all this other crap. I'm like, no wonder Chris is diabetic.
It does not make things easier, man.
No.
Hey, cause she
makes special ones.
Yeah,
with different spices or whatever. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, there was like ones that had like a little bit of a spice in the I think it was in the dough. I don't know. I thought, but she had some of them that was sprinkled on the frosting. But because that's one of the ones I tried was I thought, well, I'll try one of the ones that's supposed to have a little bit of a kick. I'll see how it is. And of course, she's like, what do you think? And I'm like, it's good. I was like, I'm tasting the spice, but I'm not really getting any heat. Like I was kind of thinking maybe there would be a little bit of a heat. She goes, yeah, I'm gonna probably change it up and do such and such. Try it this way or whatever. And I'm like, it's good. I was just expecting to feel a little bit of the kick, from it, like the sweetness plus the there's some heat going on. All right, But it's the first time we're doing it, so.
Yeah, well, yeah. Never gonna get it right the first time.
So I mean, I'll usually try at least one of whatever it is that she's making. Like, hey, just try such and such. And sugar wise, a lot of times I'm trying not to. Like, I know I probably shouldn't. She was. Well, you can have one. You can have one. I'm like, yeah, I know. But if I have one, then I'm probably gonna. Then I'll want more. But.
Yeah.
So I'll do one, and then I'll try to be good. Try to be behave after that. Keep the amount of sweets to a minimum, unless I'm like, I'll do those a little bit more too if I'm dragging ass really bad because of like haven't really gotten a lot of sleep and having to stay up or whatever. Then I end up snacking a little bit more just to kind of keep myself alert,
Yeah.
Definitely gonna stay away from we have other energy drinks in the fridge. They're not they're kind of like Red Bulls, but they're sugar free and they're a little more healthier. But I think the energy drink I grabbed yesterday when getting ready to go to or Wednesday when we'll go and get ready to go to
the graduation ceremony.
Yeah. It was a full on Red Bull. I think I just reached in there, grabbed the
it wasn't caffeine, it wasn't sugar free.
No, full on energy drink or whatever. And so like the last day and a half or whatever, I'm like had that. But I was like, man, when you're so tired that you literally feel sick, and so kind of. I mean, I feel better now, but the sick feeling kind of like even after I slept a little bit. There was still that I kind of feel off with the stomach or whatever, and I'm like, yeah, I think that's why I usually will stay away from energy drinks in general because like one, they're addictive anyway. You drink them, you drink them, they get you love that little energy energy push that it gives you or the bump or whatever it is, But then you get addicted because it's like, oh man, that was great. I felt awesome, and then so you want to drink more of it. But when I drink, in the past I've made myself sick on them, and so it's like,
yeah,
because I tend to not drink enough water when I'm doing the energy drinks, and so that of course you got to hydrate when you're doing those, but
yeah.
When your main focus is I gotta wake myself up and stay alert, you're not thinking I need to hydrate. You're thinking I'm tired of shit. I need to drive. I need to focus. That's why it's like, yeah. For the most part, I try to stick with my coffee.
You get all jittery then.
Yep. Well, the other day I did I stopped at One Love's and got a 5-hour energy because all their coffee machines were out. Like, even the ones where where it's automated, where you put the cup up there and you select the selection, they were both out of commission. And and then the ones where you have to fill it up yourself, those had a little red tag on them. So I was like, well, crap, I can't get coffee at all. So
they slacking over there.
Yeah, usually they're good. Like they have usually that one that Loves, they're pretty on the ball most of the time. But the guy
like most of the places they have one person like that's their job is to keep that shit going.
Yep. And when that person's there, everything is perfect. But then they have somebody else there and like half the shit doesn't work, and I'm like, man, why? What like you guys don't have any coffee ready at all? Like, oh yeah, I'm so sorry, I'm working by myself tonight. And I'm like, yeah, but I look around the store like, there's nobody here though.
There's nobody here.
Like,
you
why?
Folding towels? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm over here cleaning the counter off and stuff. Oh, okay.
With the same spot with the same dirty rag.
Yep.
Like they're in some fucking western.
Like that. I don't know. It was a reel I saw about like this guy at a bar, and the bartender came over and was asking him stuff, and he was. They're just chatting, and the guy asked him because the bartender had a glass in hand, and was had a towel and was wiping the glass or whatever. And the customer goes, "I'm just curious, but like every time I see you're polishing a glass." And he goes, "Well, because customers tend to feel a little more awkward if I'm just standing there with nothing in my hand, just talking."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, that makes sense." So like.
Aesthetics.
Yep.
It's like what do you expect to see when you walk into a place like that? Some barkeep back there with a dirty rag rubbing the bar down or cleaning the glass. It doesn't really need to be cleaned.
Always just circular motion, just like literally cleaning the same exact spot, like not moving, just I'm gonna just rub right here. Just rub this one little circle spot right here on the counter.
Yep.
But yeah, this raw chat episode might actually be probably one of the better ones because of the with the recording through the mobile carrier now.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. It'll be like 10 parts.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah. Well, if you want to just put a pin in it then, and I'll, send you the other stuff later today.
Or over the weekend.
I'll email it. I'll email it to you. Well, I figure I'll wait till I get home and I'll, because I'll download it on my laptop and then send it to you that way.
Gotcha.
Might be easier that way, you know what I mean? Because I have it, the cloud connected to my laptop for my phone, so.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, it should be easy. It's easier to, email you.
Yeah, it makes things pretty easy, because I think I have Google Drive connected on my MacBook, and so anything I save
there you go.
automatically
exactly.
from my computer. It doesn't do it on my phone, which is kind of weird, but, like, any file, like, if I'm doing a text file, like, writing one of the stories, which, if you're listening to this episode, new listeners, hey, check out Storytime Fridays, got new stories every Friday. And if you want to hear about, Goldberg here,
all the OGs.
Check out Author Goldberg or Author D. Goldberg on Instagram.
Author D. Goldberg, yep.
But yeah, I'll go on my phone on the Google Drive and I'll look up recent, and I'll be able to see what I recently saved on my computer. I'll be able to download it to my phone so that way I can upload the files.
No, that's what I figured. It'd be a lot easier just to email it.
Yep.
More direct and yeah.
How far you got to go to your next stop?
Where am I at? Another. So I'm going to stop at Lowe's in about 18 miles.
Oh, gotcha.
And then from there, it's another like 55, I think. That's where I got to go.
Not too bad.
No, but hey, it's not raining today. It's still cloudy. I can't really see that thing they call the sun that I never see anymore, but
what is that?
It's out there somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. It's out there somewhere. Just all these cloud covers, And
it's like when we're before doing the recording this way and stuff, and when it kicked off and we just connected back at the fuel stop, literally the skies are cleared out here. So I'm going, I have full bars, full signal. Why is the internet connection not keeping the
I think
voice
it's just
recording?
with it, like we were talking about.
Probably with the app in general. Yeah, just
whatever.
Because going through going through the mobile carrier, it's like, hey, this feels a lot more dependable.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's don't forget to thank Janelle for stopping by again.
That's
she had to go blow her load.
Yep. That's awesome. So yeah, Janelle, when you listen to this, thank you for taking part. Obviously you look forward to having you on it next time.
Yeah.
One of these times it'd be cool to have some of the other guys.
Get Miles, try to get Miles on and maybe Corey. I don't know.
Who do we have? We had Miles, Corey. Wasn't there one other?
Miles. It was just Miles.
No, because there was one of them where, like right after, I think I connected with you, after ending the recording, I called you back or whatever, and you had Miles.
Yeah,
Corey,
that was Corey.
Was it like Dave on there too or something, or was that not Dave? I think we had like 4 people on one call or whatever. Might have been. Because one guy was going to like Home Depot, and then somebody else was. Because he's going to build like a little thing out back or whatever, is asking like, hey, how long should I do like, or do you need to pick up anything at Home Depot for you? I was like, huh, okay.
Yeah, whatever. But I have no idea. I don't remember. I'll have to listen back, I guess. Oh wait, I can't. That wasn't recorded.
Yeah, we didn't record that one.
Yeah. See, man, whatever.
Yep, all good.
Alrighty, man.
All right, man. Well, as always, appreciate you being on.
Yeah, man.
And
my pleasure.
You know how we got into it.
Yep. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, bye.
Bye.